everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I was in the middle of moving, so that's why there wasn't a video up earlier. But I'm excited to be back in the zone and doing readings again. And this video is all about the full moon in Virgo. Okay, so I'm very excited for this because my star sign is Virgo, so this is gonna be powerful. And I'm a bit worried as well because you know, and I'll get more into that as well, but Virgos are like perfectionists, need to have kind of be organized, and like with the full moon in Virgo, and it's also a super moon, you know, all of that is gonna get amplified and affect everyone else, not just Virgos. This affects like every star sign there is. So it can be quite heavy for some people, this energy, so kind of like be aware. But I'm gonna like try and explain. I wrote down some notes before this video so I don't forget anything I want to tell you guys about this full moon in Virgo. So in Australia, it's going to happen on March 10th at 4:48 a.m. That's when it's going to reach like the actual fullness of the moon. But in other countries like Europe and USA, it's going to occur like a day before because of the time zone. So it's going to occur on March 9th. So basically, you know, it's just kind of like the same day, but you know, in different countries it's gonna occur at a different time. So March 9th or March 10th, so the start of the week. Also, this is like the first of the 3 supermoons of 2020, okay? And supermoons are like more powerful, they're bigger than any other moon. And the next supermoon will be in April and May, so they are after each other. And this full moon in Virgo is also called the warm moon sometimes. Some people call it warm moon, some people call it, you know, the March supermoon, some people call it full moon in Virgo. Whatever you call it, it's kind of the same thing. So kind of some key ideas that I want to talk about in this video, and I'll get into a collective reading as well. I prepared some cards, so I'll do like a reading of like what's in store, like what's the overall energy for everyone, and later on I'll be like making like picker cards as always, but in this video I'll just do like a collective reading for this full moon in Virgo. So I feel like we all need to focus on accepting the imperfections in life. Okay, and I know this can be really tricky for a lot of people, me included, you know. I like to be in charge of everything, I like things to go smoothly, and maybe I have like really high expectations of everyone. So basically, during this full moon, we are all encouraged to like let go of like, you know, of the control for life to be perfect, and like just accepting the imperfections in life that occur, because sometimes the imperfections and the things that go wrong can actually help us lead to where we need to go. Okay, so you know, sometimes the difficulties turn out to be a blessing later on, so don't kind of don't push it away, don't be angry, don't hold on to anger, it's not good for you. And maybe, you know, whatever's going on is going to turn out really good for you, so be positive. And yeah, also I had another point which I already talked about. Not everything needs to be according to our expectations, and I just basically mentioned that. So this Virgo is an earth sign, okay? So out of all the elements, it's the earth, and that also affects Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn. These are the 3 earth signs. So that's kind of the energy as well. You know, you might be feeling a bit of a Taurus energy as well. You might be feeling a bit of Capricorn energy as well, because it's all kind of the earth sign that's going to happen. So kind of be aware of that. You know, and as I said, it's all about like organization, routines. So if you're someone that's not organized, you know, you are encouraged during this supermoon to actually get back on track. You know, organize your life, organize, you know, your bedroom, your workplace, you know, get a diary and like write down the important dates or things that you don't want to forget, kind of like really get on top of everything. So that's kind of what I'm feeling, okay? And routine, so if you're someone that doesn't have like a good routine going on, it's a good idea to establish those during this full moon, kind of use that energy to like help you get back on track. But also, you know, me especially, I'm one of those people, you know, being a Virgo, you know, like on Monday I do this, on Tuesday I do that, on Wednesday I do this. I kind of like get stuck in a routine, and I kind of go according to, you know, what's happening. Like I'm not a spontaneous person, you could say. And so, you know, if you are someone like me that's very like focused on like doing the same thing like each day, like being stuck in routine, you know, it gets you far in life because, you know, you're committed and like focused, but at the same time, you know, it might not be the best idea and it might not be too healthy for you. So kind of like review what you're doing and how beneficial it is in your life. You know, reviewing diet is also something we all need to focus on, especially with this earth energy. And, you know, with Virgo, it's just like, you just got to review your diet, you know, kind of, you know, make sure that you're getting enough nutrients into your body, or if you're eating foods that are not good for you, you know, if you have food intolerances, for example, and you keep indulging in those foods because you're like, well, I like that food, even though my body is intolerant to it, I want to enjoy it. You know, it's not good for you in the long run. So kind of like review what you're doing food wise. You know, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain weight, you know, focus on that. You know, I'm not here to promote any eating disorder, anything like that. Like, you know what's right for you, and what deep down you need to do. You know, whether it's to eat a little bit more to make sure your body has enough to function, or, you know, if you're overeating and like, you know, feeling sick a lot, maybe try and cut down and like do a little bit of exercise. You know, kind of like don't go into extremes. Just kind of find the balance, okay? And also, yeah, exercise is on the cards as well. So review your exercise habits. If you're exercising too much, not enough. You know, exercise doesn't just mean cardio. It could be, you know, going for a walk instead of like, you know, driving your car. If you're just going down the shops, you know, things like that, like little things that can make a really big difference. Or even like getting up earlier in the morning, or like going to bed earlier, kind of like that self-care energy as well. Then I have kind of a message that I felt when I was tuning into this energy of this full moon that's coming up. I feel it's going to be busy and like a lot is gonna happen. Like there's gonna be a lot of movement. So I feel for everyone watching this video that we should all just like take it easy and like not add onto our plates, because we're gonna be dealing with a lot. I feel like it's gonna be a busy time period with, you know, a lot thrown our way, whether good or bad. Like it's just gonna keep us busy. So like put everything else that's not urgent on hold so you don't get too overwhelmed with having too much going on for you. You know, also I feel like awakening is gonna happen. So with this full moon in Virgo, you know, you're really going to see things as they are. So if there's been someone like lying to you, if you've been unsure about something, you know, letting your doubts get in the way of your clear thinking, of your intuition, you know, with this full moon, it's going to just like make everything bright, and it's gonna make, you know, everything's just gonna make sense. And this is kind of the energy with every full moon that there is, you know, because it's a full moon, it kind of like shines on everything else that we've been hiding. Okay, so you're just gonna like kind of see everything as it is. There's no sugarcoating with the full moon. You're just gonna like, you know, it's like kind of like a reality hit kind of energy with every full moon that occurs. You know, with every full moon, kind of the ritual that I always do, it's always good to like, if you have any crystals in your home, it's always good to like leave it out on the window or like put it outside. So when the full moon hits, it can like re-energize and cleanse your crystals. You know, some things that people like to do is collect moon water. So if it's like a full moon and like there's a puddle or, you know, something, and the full moon was like shining on it, you can like collect that water, or you can just get a, you know, little bottle of water and like leave it out on the moon, and the full moon is gonna eliminate it, and you can use it for your rituals. And you know, that kind of thing. Like the full moon is really powerful, okay? It's a powerful energy, and You know, it's also great for manifesting stuff, so, and letting go of things as well. So if you want to bring something into your life, whatever that may be, you know, you just have to, like, what I personally do, I go outside and I literally stare at the moon, and like first I kind of meditate and connect to the moon and say my thanks, you know, for everything that I have, and kind of being grateful for everything that's been provided for me, and things that I have, you know, a bed, roof over my head, food to eat, clean water to drink, that kind of stuff. The people in my life, just kind of saying thanks and being grateful, because gratitude, you know, goes a long way. And then also, you know, I kind of just talk to the moon, even though it sounds really weird. I'm like, you know, this is what I struggle with. Can you please help me with that? Or can you, like, if I'm seeking some kind of answers or like relying on someone else for something, I kind of like try and ask the moon to help them, you know, help me, that kind of stuff. Or, you know, if I really want to like create, I don't know, a romantic relationship, for example, is something that a lot of people I know want to manifest with each of the full moons. You know, we kind of just say, if you could please, you know, help me find someone that's right for me. Or like if I'm in a relationship, for example, you know, you ask the moon, is this person right for me? Can you please show me the signs that they are good or the signs that they are bad, so I can make a decision? Like that kind of stuff, like really just talking to the moon, okay? As crazy as that sounds, it really works. Okay, so that's kind of like a ritual that I do with every full moon. But going back to the specifics of full moon in Virgo. So it's one of the most powerful full moons that there is gonna be this year, because it's a really powerful energy, and it's like just really gonna like hit heavy, I feel, for a lot of people. And you know, it's asking us, it's asking everyone to get out of our way, okay? Because with this Virgo energy, we are our worst enemy, okay? We have high standards, we think we have to be perfect at everything, you know, and sometimes we create barriers that are not really there because of self-doubt, low self-esteem, whatever it may be. For different people, it's gonna be different things. But like, I feel like with this full moon, you know, I wrote down here that we are all asked to get out of our own way, okay? So if you're the one that's stopping yourself from achieving your dreams, like really like get rid of that energy, because you don't need it, okay? You can achieve things and you don't need to be so worried about things going so wrong for you, because the doubt in itself is energy. And if you think about all the doubts and worries, that's like kind of what you're creating subconscious, you know, in your subconscious mind. I can't even talk right now. And we are still in Mercury Retrograde as well, so if you have communication issues, technology issues, that's also going to end. And I'll get more about Mercury Retrograde later. You know, so sometimes, you know, we are all, you know, in the way of our goals. So this full moon, I think like the big, kind of like the biggest thing I feel is for us to like remove any obstacles that are in the way of getting to our goals. That's kind of like what I wrote down when I was like meditating and like asking like for messages to come through, and I wrote it down so I obviously wouldn't forget to tell you guys. You know, and the last new moon we had was in Pisces, so that was like asking us to, you know, really step up to achieve our goals, to like really get out there. That was the new moon in Pisces that we just had. And now with this full moon in Virgo, you are asked to remove like the obstacles, or like asked to remove anything that is not going to help you achieve your goals. Kind of like reevaluate, be like, okay, is this going to help me get to my goal? No, that needs to go, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, eliminate obstacles arisen since the new moon in Pisces. I've just talked about that. You know, this is gonna be an energy that's very transformative, okay? It's gonna have a huge transformation. It's, you know, with every like full moon, it's just like full moon or new moon, they are really like the most powerful times during each month, okay? That's when, you know, up to that point, you know, we've been working and doing things, and then during the full moon and new moon, we are asked to kind of like reevaluate and like get back on track if we like sidetrack, that kind of thing. So, you know, I feel like it's gonna be a transformative energy, like we're gonna transform. And if you use this energy correctly, like you can really go far. Okay, so like be aware that things, you know, that you ask for are going to manifest and maybe quicker than you think. Okay, so be careful what you wish for as well, because, you know, I know with my family, we did like a full moon ritual and we were wanting to manifest something, and then it happened and we weren't even ready for it. We're like, wow, what are you doing? It worked. Like, it was crazy, but you know, we didn't like really think everything through, and it just happened so fast, and it's just like, wow, was not expecting that. So don't ever doubt the full moon, because it really works, speaking from experience. Okay, so a lot of people can't handle this, as I said earlier. A lot of people worry. You know, it's just, you know, it's not for everyone. Not everyone can handle this powerful energy and this transformation and this change and the truth. Okay, some people prefer to be, you know, lied to just so they don't have to be hurt by the truth, you know. So, and I'm not one of those people. If things are bad, I want to know. I don't want anyone to sugarcoat things for me. So, you know, it's not for everyone. We all have our own preferences. So this is just kind of what I'm, you know, trying to tell you. So, you know, also what I wrote down here is, when we convince ourselves that we don't have enough money, we don't have enough resources, we don't have enough good relationships, we don't have a good enough job, we don't have, you know, a good enough car, or maybe we don't even have a car, we don't have enough, you know, you really like sidetrack, and it's gonna be like, yeah, you know, you don't have enough, so that's what you're creating. But try and think about it in a different way. Like, for example, you know, if you're someone that doesn't have a car, for example, and you're like, I don't have money, everything sucks, life is hard, you know, think about the fact that, you know, for example, you have legs, you know, you can walk. Some people don't have that, you know. You can ride a bike, you know, you can ask your friends for a lift, and that's gonna like be a blessing because you get to hang out with your friends, you know. So kind of like be grateful for what you have, and from that grateful place you're gonna get more. Okay, so if you're wishing for a car, for example, I don't know, this just came through, you know, if you're wishing for a car, rather than focusing, oh, I don't have that goal is too difficult, focus on like, thank you for, you know, for allowing me to always have a way of transport to get to places regardless of having a car, and I'm like, thank you. And if you come from that place, you're gonna like get to that car quicker, if that makes sense, you know. And also I wrote here in big letters, don't let ego get in your way. Okay, ego gets in the way a lot, especially with this full moon. Don't let ego get in the way. Okay, that's just like, I just needed to get it out there. Don't do it. Okay, and yeah, making up like stories rather than hearing the truth or telling the truth is a big no-no with this full moon. And even if you're someone that does that, be aware that that might like kind of sidetrack, and you know, things are just, yeah, you're just gonna see the whole thing as it is, even though if you want to cover the truth or if you don't want to cover the truth, you know, you're gonna see it. So as I said earlier, next week is a powerful week. So we have that full moon in Virgo happening, and March 10th also is the end of Mercury Retrograde. Okay, so that's when Mercury goes direct. Okay, so, you know, all of that kind of, you know, bad luck, all of those issues that we've been having since the Mercury Retrograde started, like, it's going to come to an end. Okay, but be aware that it's not like March 10th hits and you're like, okay, Mercury Retrograde is ending because Mercury goes direct, and you're just like, bam, things are gonna be great. It doesn't really work that way. We're still gonna have a bit of that energy around a little bit. It won't be as strong as it is now. Okay, but you know, I feel that it's, you know, we're gonna be in that shadow period a little bit for a few more days, you know, so you might still feel that energy, but it's not gonna be as strong. So I am very excited that this Mercury retrograde is ending, because that was like a really difficult time for a lot of people. I know just a lot of things just went wrong for a lot of people, you know, and that's just the energy that was just going on, and I made a video about that. So if you haven't seen that, you can still check it out to kind of like have a look now and be like, oh yeah, all of that happened to me, you know, that kind of stuff. So I am very excited that that's ending, but I've also you know, picked some cards to kind of focus on like this new this full moon energy, as well as Mercury retrograde ending. So this is like an overall reading that I've prepared. Like I was just, you know, shuffling the cards, and I'm like, what do we all need to hear as a collective? And I'm gonna have a look at them now and have a look kind of what we have, what we're dealing with, what to expect. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it. I don't want to, you know, talk too long and get to the point. So the first card we have is Eclipse in Scorpio, okay, regeneration. So, you know, this is asking us to stand still in the eye of a storm, okay? So as I was saying, you know, if things have been rocky and, you know, especially this full moon energy is just gonna like, you know, shine some light on the truth. And you know, you really have to remove obstacles that you're putting in the way yourself, you know, not letting your ego get in the way. It can be some tricky times, okay? It can be a full-on heavy energy that is just like, you know, it can be also a very emotional time for a lot of people, you know, during the full moon. You know, people say some people go crazy, but it's just, you know, it's just too strong. So kind of you know, stay strong and like don't try and run away. Don't run away from the problems, like stay there. Even if you like don't do anything to go like on further, like kind of put things on pause, but don't run away. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this card. The next thing we have is Moon in Leo, okay? Heroism. Let your inner hero out. Okay, so, you know, this is a powerful time when you really have to just like be who you're meant to be. You have to be strong. You have to face the truth. You have to face the facts. You have to stop being your own worst enemy, okay? You have to allow people to help you. And, you know, something I also feel is that, you know, some people feel like they can handle life on their own. It's like, oh yeah, I don't need anyone. I don't need help. I can do it. You know, that's all great. It's self-empowering, but you know, it can be also really negative as well. Like if you're someone that, you know, might need, you know, maybe that extra help is just gonna make all the difference. Or maybe like this huge blessing is gonna come from another person and you're blocking that energy by saying, no, I can do this on my own. You put like a bubble around you. So in that way, you're blocking, you know, meeting new partners. You're blocking relationships. You're blocking abundance from people. You're blocking like everything else. So, you know, don't let ego get in the way, okay? Like, hero, be strong and be, you know, hang in there, but also don't be too proud and like think you can do everything in life on your own, because that's gonna get you in trouble, okay? The next card we have is Eclipse in Virgo, okay? So, reorganization, this card says. So, as I said at the very start of the video, like, try and like reorganize your life, have a look at what's working, what's not working, and let go of what doesn't work and try and like be more committed to what works. You know, and kind of like be careful where you put your energy into. Don't do something that, you know, kind of prioritize. Don't put energy into something that just doesn't really mean much and then putting like a really important task that has a deadline on hold because you're doing something that doesn't matter too much. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you know, reevaluate where you put your energy into. So the next card we have is Sun in Aries, okay? New beginnings, a leap of faith, okay? So this card is really beautiful. So it has like, you know, dolphins jumping and like the ocean feels like really warm and nice and welcoming, and you know, it's kind of like new beginning, like swimming into a new territory, swimming into a new ocean, okay? Like I feel like things are going to start working for everyone finally. You know, but you have to use the energy correctly. You know, as I said, you know, in these videos, like I kind of like predict what energy is out there and what you can do and what we can all expect. But if you're someone that like is too stubborn, set in their own ways, and like is expecting change by doing the same things over and over and not really listening to what I'm saying or what, you know, people will give you advice or like what you know deep down is right for you. If you don't even listen to yourself, like how can things change? You know what I mean? So yeah, just be careful of doing that. Don't do it. So the next card we have is Secret Temptation, being led astray. Okay, with this card, what I'm feeling, be really careful of doing things that are bad for you, like, you know, addictions, self-destruction, pushing people away, you know, being greedy, and that kind of low vibrations, you know, you don't need that. You know, you're above that, so don't kind of sink, you know, to like being greedy and selfish. But also, you know, I feel if you're someone that's like struggling with addictions, whatever that may be, you know, try and focus on like finding a balance and a middle ground. It's not like, you know, for example, if you're struggling with, you know, drinking, you know, it's not like you can never, ever, ever, ever drink ever again, because that's not really realistic, you know, like really kind of, yeah, be realistic and just see it as it is. So it's like, yes, you need to cut down because once you start, you can't really stop. But it doesn't mean that if you stop today, until you die, you won't ever, you know, taste alcohol again. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you know that, you know, cutting down and slowly getting to your goal is beneficial, okay? It's not like black and white. It's not like, you know, okay, for example, I've relapsed or I'm recovered. It's kind of like finding the balance, because life isn't perfect, you know. People go through hardships, and sometimes, you know, we deal with life in the not so helpful and healthy ways for us. So that's kind of what I feel with this card. And like, don't secretly continue to do this. You know, if you need extra help, like please seek that help. You know, there is no shame in that. And I feel you have to decide that you want to get better and that you want to quit, or, you know, whatever this secret temptation or addictions may be for you. I feel with this full moon, because it came out in this reading, with this full moon energy, you know, you can really have that fresh start, and you really need to tell yourself that I want to change. Okay, unless you make that decision and that choice that you want to change, you're not really going to, you know, get far, because you keep telling yourself that you don't want to change, it's too hard. You know what I mean? Okay, so the next card we have is Ground Your Light. Let your soul shine. Okay, so be yourself. You know, take time out if you need to, especially when the energy gets quite heavy and you just get overwhelmed. Like going into, you know, a meditated state on your own, and like, you know, just telling people that you need time out. Okay, that's healthy, that's completely fine. You know, take the time to get strength, to get energy. You know, I know with this Mercury retrograde that I was like really exhausted, and no matter how much I would sleep, I would feel tired all the time and drained, and my energy was just weak. And, you know, it's affected a lot of people as well. You know, being a sensitive person to like energies, it really gets to me. So, you know, what I did was, you know, I would tell people, you know, I'm gonna have a sleep in, like I can't make that appointment, or, you know, do this thing with you, or go out there and there because I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I would say no to plans, you know, that kind of stuff. So like, do what's right for you, and don't be afraid to like say no to people. But also, once again, don't overdo it. Don't just shut everyone out, and, you know, don't go out at all. Kind of find the moderation. The next card we have is Open Intuition. Seek clarification. So with this full moon energy that we have, it's the perfect time to listen to your gut feelings, to your intuitions. You know, you're gonna get the answers that you've been wanting, okay? As I said, if you've been unsure about something, this full moon can give you that clarity. If you can't make a decision, if you're stuck and going back and forth, ask the full moon and meditate, and you're gonna get the answer, okay? This is like time of answers and clarification. Okay, the next we have some tarot cards. So first we have Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles is about like new start. It's like the first card in the Pentacles. It's about starting on a journey and kind of starting fresh and like walking on a journey that's good for you, that's abundant, you know, relationships, family, connections, money, job, prosperity, you know, all that kind of like positive energy, you know, start on that journey, you know, start walking towards that. Then we have Queen of Wands. Okay, so Queen of Wands, that's the fire energy, you know, and even here on this card, you know, we have like this queen sitting in this red dress, like holding her wand out, and there's a cat playing with her flowers, and there's a dragon in the background. So, you know, I feel like you know what you want. You know, you've decided what you want, but I feel that there's some kind of danger and you're not 100% sure. Like with the dragon in the background, like in this particular reading, you know, I feel that like you're acting confident, but you're not confident on the inside. And this is like telling you to embody that queen energy where you're just like confident on the inside as well. And like you're positive about life and you're positive about what's coming and you have that strong will. Okay. The next card we have is the Fool. Okay. So when you go forward, be aware of the risks. Okay, the Fool is all about starting on a journey, but the Fool is kind of unaware of what could go wrong. He's just like, yep, I'm going and I'm gonna like have fun and I'm going into this. And then there's all these like stuff that I didn't think about, all the dangers. You know, on this card, this witch is like in a really happy mood, and she looks like she's about to like fall off the cliff into the water. You know, she's not looking where she's going. She's just in her happy space, but she's not really looking outside and what's around her. So kind of like be aware where you're going, and you know, be aware of the risks so you don't fall into the water, basically. The next card we have is Page of Cups. Okay, this is all about like your passions. I feel like, you know, creative outlets. You know, we see this person here, you know, doing some kind of artwork, and you know, he's just really like motivated and doing it. But on the floor, there's, you know, messy, there's like paint that's been like, that's on the floor, and like, it's just a mess. So I feel, you know, continue doing your craft, and it's going to like get messy to get to like the final goal. You know, there's kind of like the ugly steps, like hard work and just like overwhelming sensations and things like that, but you're gonna get there. So like keep going. And you know, I feel like this is a great time to like do creative things like painting, writing, that kind of stuff. So like, you know, go back to your inner child. What made you happy? What did you like to do when you were a child? And try and do some more of that. You know, people often say, you know, I don't have time, I just, you know, but you have the time. Okay, you have the time. You can find an hour of your day to do something nice for yourself that you used to do when you were a child. Okay, you can find the time. The next tarot card, the last tarot card that we have is the Hierophant. So with this card, I feel like, you know, some kind of teaching going on, being, you know, leading people, you know, tuning into yourself, focusing on yourself, but also using that knowledge that you have about the world to help other people as well. Okay, so that's just kind of the energy that I feel, you know, being really like chilled. You need to like relax and breathe, but also, you know, don't be like a bossy teacher, be like a relaxed person. If you're like someone that's working with people, that needs to like, that's guiding people in some way, you know, really come from a compassionate place. Okay, or if you're someone that needs some kind of teacher, you know, or like someone to help you with this addiction you may have, you know, this is saying that, you know, there's kind people out there who are going to help you, okay, who won't be like bossy, but who actually understand your situation and help you out that way. Okay, and the last 4 cards, we have some fairy cards. So we have the Love Life card. Okay, so during this full moon in Virgo, it's highly likely that you're going to meet someone, or if you're already in a relationship, you know, it's going to get like more intense, it's going to get, you know, stronger, it's going to get, you know, if it's been a struggle a little bit, like you're going to find that happy place with your partner. So, you know, with the love life, I feel like the energy is, you know, your love life is going to be positive. It's going to be impacted in a positive way with this full moon in Virgo energy. The next card we have is admit your true feelings to yourself. Okay, so don't lie to yourself. Don't try and conceal the truth. And I've been talking about this a lot. So Spirit is really like putting it out there in a card form as well, in case we missed it. You know, saying that you need to admit your true feelings to yourself. You know, your intuition, your body, it's communicating to you. So don't, you know, being in lies and pretending that things are not as they are, it's just not beneficial for anyone. So, you know, really be honest with people and with yourself about where you are, and if you need some kind of help as well. And the next card we have is healing, healer, and healed. Okay, so during this full moon in Virgo energy, there's some kind of healing energy coming as well. You know, once we remove the obstacles, once we put our ego aside, and once we decide that sometimes we are our own worst enemy, you know, that's going to be very healing for us as well. But also, you know, if you've been struggling with something, you know, the healing energy is saying this full moon can help you feel better. You know, if you've had sickness, or if you've just been tired, whatever it may be, you know, experience some kind of trauma, you know, this is saying that ask this full moon's energy to help you heal that, so your heart can be whole again, okay, so you can feel strong again. So healing is going to occur, okay, this is really positive. And the last card we have is your wish is granted. Okay, so when you make wishes to the full moon, they will be granted. I told you, be careful what you wish for, because it works. Okay, it's going to happen. And like, if you use it correctly and like really believe it, you know, if you have like, oh, you know, I want this, and like you're kind of greedy, and the universe is like, no, you don't need that, you know, that's not essential, and you're just like, and you don't need it. Or like if you wish for something and you don't really believe it, you're just like thinking that it's a joke, of course the universe is not gonna provide. But if you like really truly come from a genuine place and you believe it's going to come to you and things are good, they will be good, okay, so the wish will be granted. So that was the last card for this reading, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'm very excited for this full moon in Virgo and for Mercury retrograde to finally end. So it's going to be a powerful week, so I hope that you all have a great week, and that you look after yourself if the energy gets too difficult for you. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!